Good morning to all traders and welcome to another Markets and Waves. Today is the September 21st. We've had a big drop in equities as the evergreen story spills over. I mean, it's been a story for a while. It's just suddenly that becomes more of a story on media, and we see this sort of scare in the markets with the equities falling and seeing some shift on yen and Swiss franc. We are going to talk about the index, the pound, the oil, the Dow, and the natural gas. Though, since we've called the S&P decline, just changed back to the main yesterday, so it was a right spot on in terms of time. DXY, guys, the move to the downside started between the 78 and the 90. We did some sort of like 80, maybe 5% correction or so, which is okay for a wave 2. We can see that taking place. Obviously, the 90 is sort of, like invalidation because it would be more likely a flat. So we are good to assume this is going to continue lower down now. Okay. The only thing that has me a bit, thinking is whether this is going to be a correction and then continue lower down, because so far we look like there is 5 waves done, right? So if we continue lower from here, we need to get another 3 waves down. That would be an extended 5th, okay? Otherwise, we need to turn and have a correction and then continue lower down. Now, if we stop and correct and move all the way up, then there's very likely that this is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and we're going to see C for 5. Okay, but if that happened, very unlikely to be a C as well. Okay, because it would mean most likely that this is going to be a 1, that is a 2. That's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for 3. That's going to be the 4. And very likely the 5th one. Okay. And if we're going to go to 93.55, very likely to go to the previous stop or close as well. And then correct for wave 2. And then continue all the way up. So that would invalidate, of course, the leg to the downside that we expect. Not the leg, quite several ones. Okay. So I would really look at this price action. Oops, excuse me. Very close. Okay, that's between the 93.35 and 93. Okay, we could move lower down. We can go to 92.80 or so, but invalidation would be there. Okay, invalidation of the upside, right? Obviously, that would validate our scenario to move lower down. The pound has done an earlier turn than what I expected, to be honest. So I had to check how we can have an ending diagonal here, and the most reasonable way is that this was our wave 1. Okay, we were expecting 1 to be here, if you remember, 2, 3, 4, and 5, because we wanted to see a deeper correction in wave B, right? Don't forget our wave B is a flat. Okay, and from what it looks like, it's a regular variation because my wave B, it's not moving beyond wave A, but I was expecting at least maybe, a little bit of a deeper move all the way up here. Okay, because from what it looks like, we're done something like an 80%. Okay, I would be expecting something deeper, maybe to the 90%. But we are fine in terms of rules, okay, and guidelines. So that is the pattern I see that's ended. That is the ending diagonal, open ending diagonal in wave C of a regular flat. And it looks like now, of course, that we're going to continue lower down for a fresh high, for a fresh low. We have to break below wave A, okay, in order to complete wave 4, which we have been expecting for a while. Now, since we are here, guys, we need to really use the Fibo extension tool over here and go on our wave B and look for 135 first. That's the 61.8 Fibonacci extension of waves A and B. The equality gets us to 132.50, which is much lower down. And I have here also marked the 134.86 because this is a support, and this support, it's the first minor wave over here. Okay, it doesn't really invalidate anything, it's just probably going to be a strong support coming in. The invalidation is down at 126, so we can imagine we have a lot of room to move down. Oil has me baffled. It's very sort of challenging, I would say, to have a correct structure here. This can be assumed as an A, B, and C, and we are moving lower down, although it looks like a leading diagonal when I get 2, 3, 4, and 5. That's because we broke back below the 71. It could be a case where this is 1 and 2. This is 1 and 2, then 1 and 2, and then we're going to go 1 and 2, 1 and 2, which is a bit... Actually, no, that's not the case. We cannot, because we have a fresh low here. If that's my 1 and my 2, then obviously we cannot have a new 2 there. But it could be a case where this might, you know, turn into some sort of triangle, perhaps, you know, 1 and 2, then 3 and 4 and 5. But you know as well as I do that that doesn't really look like a 5-wave move to the upside, does it? So I've been thinking, what if, and I'm just speaking out loud here, what if this is some sort of open leading diagonal? ABC for 1, ABC for 2, ABC for 3, ABC for 4, ABC for 5. Only that gives me hopes that there is going to be more upside, because despite the fact that it looks bullish currently outside this channel, okay, it is more bearish. Also look at this. This is like forming some sort of head and shoulders here with a big head, which usually brings more downside. Okay, and if we want to take that as something more seriously, we'll look for 69.67 from here. Okay, 61.8, and then start moving higher. But you know, that would actually sort of validate to the open leading diagonal that I'm expecting, which, by the way, has not happened yet. Okay, so I should place that here. You might say, well, what? We've got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. No, that's wrong, because my wave 3 in this case would be the shortest. Yes, I noticed this time. So that's what I see for oil, guys. So it's a bit mixed currently, challenging. So we've got quite a few scenarios here that we went through, but we will have more clarity fairly soon, I believe. Okay. Dow. Well, we are still expecting more upside, right? Not just in the primary degree, but also in the cycle degree. Okay. However, I'm looking here for a double bottom in 4. Okay. That, hold on. I think we're gonna do this. That did the 90%. So to me, ABC, ABC, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Looks like this is a regular flat. There. But the problem with this is, I mean, structurally speaking, it looks like one. The problem with this is that regular flats have not been seen doing more than 1618 of the AB waves. And that has already done that. you can say, okay, fine with this, but another leg down, I'm not sure. You do know well that when we do 90% corrections, this is likely to be that. Otherwise, it has to be a W, X, and Y. Okay, because a W, X, and Y, wave Y can extend to whatever you want. 2618, it can do it. So this is what I'm looking. Okay, which means, you know, we are expecting at least one more leg down. Okay, look for potential double bottom at 3300s, which is a very nice round level. Okay, and natural gas, we started correcting as we expected, of course. Question here though is, are we going to stop? Because we really need to look at the 479 now. Okay, and this to me looks like some sort of, come on, leg to the downside, like a leading diagonal. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 4 and 5. That is going to be like some sort of, you know, A, B, and C. So I'm not sure that's going to play out. What I think is going to play out is something like this: A, B, and C, which means 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 were done already. Okay, but I wouldn't be surprised if we saw something like this, and that became an ending diagonal, because it looks like we've done a fresh low. That looks corrective, so another leg down can be expected. I will be really looking at the 479 though, guys, to find some sort of support. If we break that, there is risk of moving closer to 450, because we'll re-enter the this base channel in the minute degree. Okay, and from there, of course, things can get even worse. But you know that we are in minor wave 3. We still have, well, it looks like we have more room to move up. Okay, so unless if you know, this is like 1 and 2, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 for 3, this is 4 and 5, and we are gonna see a big correction below 4 or even lower down, especially if we even take wave 2 as our start, because that would mean our wave 3 in the minor degree would have finished, right? That's what it would mean. So we'd have to do something like this. Yeah, 448, 4, and 368. So guys, I think this is it for the day. Don't forget that you know, the equities markets are quite fragile at the moment, and we should pay attention to the news headlines, because the situation in China is getting a bit out of control. So thank you for watching for one more session. And if you have any questions, do not forget, you can always leave your comments on our YouTube comment section, and we'll get back to you as soon as I can. Take care and trade safe.